Here's another hit, Barry Bonds.
Let y'all jump in. What's happening, everybody? Make sure you get your popcorn ready, sit tight. This is The Recess, coming to you live and direct. The Recess is dedicated to bringing you information and shining a light around urban youth baseball and softball across the country. So let me get set up and everything. Rat, how's my audio? Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, sir.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. This one's a special one for Coach E. This is my high school coach, the legend himself. So I know everybody's tuning in, about to jump in, Radcliffe. So I got to make sure that I'm set up. Tech is good, lighting is good, and everything like that. So, Rat, how you doing?
Great. Just got off the field. I was at football practice over at Jackson Park. Then I had baseball practice over at South Shore. Worked Jacoby out.
Absolutely.
Worked Jacoby out this morning, you know. So I'm always on the field, sir. Always.
Absolutely. So for everybody that's joining us, they're going to catch this on YouTube and catch it on the podcast if you're not catching it now live. I have a very, very, very special guest, Ernest Radcliffe. I'm going to give you a brief introduction. His resume is literally 30 blocks long. I'm going to try to sum it up in 45 seconds. Oh, Warren T, my boy from Australia has checked in. Warren T, what's happening, man? Hey, man, I got a special one on here. Make sure you tune in with your son right now. So I have Ernest Radcliffe. So Ernest Radcliffe is a former player for the St. Louis Cardinals organization in the 80s. He has 30-plus years. I don't want to give away his age, but he has 30-plus years in coaching experience in Chicago and the Chicagoland area. Now, he has also sent close to, if not over 500 baseball and football players to college. We don't have the exact number because we got to actually sit down. We don't want to disrespect nobody's record and everything like that. But I want to put my money on 1,000. He's also the head varsity baseball coach at Morgan Park. He started off at Hyde Park in the city, which is both schools are located on the south side of Chicago in high crime neighborhoods. So he did really remarkable things over there. I want to highlight one of the special accolades that he did in 2015, I believe. He came in 4th place in the Illinois IHSA, I'm sorry, I don't want to disrespect them, baseball tournament. So here's a little background for those who don't know. It's a new playoff format that happened in, I think, 2007. It really separated everybody and had really the heavy hitters playing against each other early on. But he was the first black coach to make it this far in Illinois history with this new playoff format. So that's history and remarkable, right? And he's also the CEO and founder of the Show Travel Baseball Organization. They're doing remarkable things. They got a couple kids going to college right now. And also, you know, this is a baseball show, but I got to show love to the football side, which a lot of my good friends, Bradley Pruitt, you know, Pierre Guffey came, just to name a few, came from the Wolfpack football program. And they're also they got a couple guys in the NFL. So I consider him the ambassador. What's up, Fidel? I consider him the ambassador of youth sports in Chicago. So Coach Radcliffe, for those who don't know, you know, I got a guy here from Australia, right? So can you talk to us a little bit about your athletic background from your professional playing career to where you are now coaching?
Yes. Hey, it's a pleasure for one to be sitting here with you, Ernest. You know, just many, many years ago, I was hollering at you.
Absolutely.
You know.
Hey, you know I'm repping the shot, the public league, baby.
Yeah. And, man, it's been a whirlwind, you know, to be able to play high school baseball in Chicago, play football in Chicago, and then I had opportunity to go to college and play, and then I had opportunity to play professionally coming out of Central State University. Also had opportunity to go to scout school through the RBI program. So I'm a certified scout. A lot of people don't know that, but I am a certified scout through the MLB program. I got a chance to coach the USA RBI national team for 3 years in a row. High school team. And let me back up on that. We did place a young man on a 40-man roster with USA Baseball, Ro Coleman. And
shout out to Ro Coleman, Nashville stand-up, Vanderbilt alumni. Oh, yeah. Yes.
And that was a tremendous, tremendous honor to be able to coach down there in Cary, North Carolina. I think at that time, those 3 years, the 3 teams that I coached, along with Coach Brown and Coach Harris and a couple other guys and Eric Aldridge, we had 11 draft picks off the first team, 9 the second team, and then 7 that third team. I got a chance to be in the RBI World Series 13 times. We were in the Final Four twice in the RBI World Series. And, man, you know, I just been blessed to be able to coach young people and, you know, instill in them some great discipline and everything. And it's not always been good all the way through. Had some bumps in the road that made me a better person. You know, so a lot of people don't like to talk about that stuff.
Absolutely.
But in order to be, to continue to be successful or to keep pushing people, you got to let people know what your downfalls were so they won't make the same mistakes.
Absolutely. So, you know, I'm going to switch gears a little bit because this has been an ongoing issue. You know, we talk about it all the time offline. I know you talk about it in your coaches association, your scouting, you know, buddies and everything like that, right? So, in your opinion, how is the state of baseball seeing as though it's only 7.7% of African-American males that represent blacks in MLB baseball, right? So
Right.
we got a lot of great things happening with the youth level. So how is the actual state of baseball with this staggering low number with the MLB representation?
So do I got a little time?
You got a whole lot of, hey, this is a recess.
Okay, so let me give you my experience.
Okay.
And then I can tell you, then hopefully everybody on here can understand where I'm coming from. So in 1986, I got drafted out of Central State University. I was an All-American. I had a phenomenal year. I hit 468. I had 10 home runs, 56 RBIs. I was second team All-American. My coach, Steve Crane, had us play against Ohio State, Northern Kentucky, all of them. I had 2 home runs against them, 3 home runs against, what happened? 3 home runs against Northern
Kentucky. I can still see you. Keep talking. You good?
And, hey, Colby, come in. And, you know, I just had a phenomenal year. So I got drafted in 1986. And this is something that I did not know. And I preach this all the time. So my first day in going to Johnson City, Tennessee, I was in rookie ball. And, you know, I seen all these, I went to the hotel, and there's a bunch of black guys. I thinking they black, right? So, I'm like, what's up? How you doing? They started speaking Spanish. I was like, what the? I said, man, what is this? So, ain't nobody tell me nothing about no Dominican ball players, Puerto Rico. I ain't know none of that, right? So I'm like in a culture shock. So I had to get through that. So the first game, we started practice, and I'm just telling you on the pro side, why people don't kind of make it and what they need to do. So we have our first practice, a week of practice, and I'm thinking that it's the same way. The best player play. You go in practice, you do your BP, you field all your ground balls, you show your I don't have COVID, I just got off the field. You show your arm off and everything,
right? And
you start. So my first game, I started against Elizabethan Twins. You can look it up. I went 2 for 3. I had a base hit double, and I had 2 RBIs. The next day, they called me in the office. I ain't on none of this.
Right.
They said, hey, Dan Radisson was my manager. He called me in the office. So I seen a couple of guys get released. I didn't even know what release was. So I seen some Dominicans get released. So I'm thinking, man, he called me in the office. I must go get released. So he told me, he said, hey, man, I hate to be a bit of bad news, but you can only play on the weekends. And I was like, what you mean? He said, you can only play on the weekends. We just signed our 2nd round pick, and he got to play every day. So coming out of Central State University, historically black college, my college coach was Steve Crane. He was white. He told us everything, but they didn't tell me about that part. They didn't tell me that when a guy makes more money, that he's gonna get every opportunity to play. Okay? And a lot of us as young people, when we go out in the draft, we don't understand that game. So I sat on the bench, mad on the bench in Johnson City, Tennessee, because I didn't understand. I felt I was the best player. I just came off this phenomenal year. I feel like I should start. So I didn't understand. And as a African American coming out of inner city, we don't understand those type of situations. So it was hard for me to digest that.
Okay.
All right. So then when they finally let me play, and I played a little bit, I was in they let me play like a week straight. I was hitting. Then they put me back on the bench. Then they pinch hit me. I pinch hit. So my bat never started going down.
Right.
So I was getting frustrated.
Okay.
So I didn't understand that. So I got through that season, went to spring training. When I went to spring training, I got real sick down there. And one of my mentors who I talked to today, Lance Johnson, one dog, came out the room because everybody heard I was sick and came and got me. He said, man, let me teach you how to be a pro ball player. So I was eating McDonald's. We was eating hot dogs, but we was in 100-degree heat, and you can't perform down there eating that type of food. And I'm going to tell you why I'm leading to this, because this is what has to happen. So Lance took me to Ponderosa when he said, man, stop, take your PDM, your money that they give you once a week and eat healthy. Get you a steak, get you a baked potato, get you a salad, and make sure you drink lots of water. And he was teaching me how to be a pro and how to eat right, because we was always on the move.
Right.
So when you don't know that type of stuff, if you don't know that, then and going into pro ball, it's a totally different animal. Okay? So after that, in spring training, I stayed in extended spring. I played every day. And I had 6 doubles in a row. One of the hitting instructors came up and said, hey, Rat, if you hit like that all the time, you'll be in the big leagues. In my mind, I'm like, I need to play all the time.
Facts.
Okay? So, but I couldn't play because it was a guy in front of me that made more money. Okay. So when I moved up, he moved up. It was always that, and guys got to understand that. Whoever makes the most money is going to play. But when you get your opportunity, you cannot waste it. You have to go in there and you have to hit. I don't care if you don't do nothing else. If you hit, they're going to find a place for you. And that's simple. That's all. If you hit in high school, you're going to play. If you hit in college, you're going to play. If you hit in the pros, you're going to play. Okay? And, and then you try to stay in there long enough, and you got to be very coachable. You can't be a fool. You can't go out and party. You can't do none of that. So as Lance Johnson was telling me, hey, man, don't go to that party. But you think you already there? I go to the party. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I used to tell y'all all the time, and everybody got to understand that. So if I had a lot of time, man, I could tell it just like it is, because everybody need to know. They need to know that. If you're not ready, you need to go to college. All right? My son, I love him to death, Kendall. And you know this, and everybody know this. And I don't sugarcoat nothing.
Facts.
He should be, I'm looking at this TV right here. Kendall Radcliffe should be right there playing. Am I right or wrong, sir?
Absolutely. No, hey, if the kids say no cap, all facts, all that, absolutely.
A 5'2" guy.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
My son, 5'2". But
I just brought his name up because, you know, we have baseball talk. I just brought his name up on the previous episode. I got to look through the archives. But I'm going to switch gears. But thank you for sharing that. But it's also going to lead me to my next question for you, right? Because this has been a debatable topic, not only in Chicago, but throughout the nation, right? But I'm just speaking on Chicago right now. So with the emergence of travel baseball, right? We both run travel baseball programs and we're involved in travel baseball. Did that hurt high school baseball in Chicago, primarily speaking about Chicago Public School baseball? Did travel ball, with the rise of travel ball, did that help or did that hurt CPS baseball? Because at one point in time, CPS baseball was the mecca, right? You had all the top black, and you know, this is the recess. We call it how it is. You had all the top black kids going to CPS schools to play. You had a couple going to Catholic schools and suburban here and there. But now what I see, which is no knock, I'm not knocking anybody. You choose where you want to go. I love all the schools if you're playing baseball. But now we have a lot of the top-notch kids going to Catholic or suburban schools. So do you think that with the emergence and the growth of travel ball in Chicago, it helped or hurt CPS baseball? You good, Cliff? You got to flip the screen down. Uh-oh, I got to bring him back in. Let me bring him back in. I think he had a little technical difficulty. I'm going to bring him back in. No worries. Let me add him back up. We still live. He connected. All right. Here we go. You back.
So with travel baseball,
there you go.
What happened is everybody gets to see all the players. Okay? So all the Catholic League, everybody's out there. They out looking, they scouting. At one point in time, the black ball players wasn't really going to Catholic schools. They was going to all the public schools. I mean, Simeon, Harlan, legendary. Coach Franklin, legendary coaches. Kenny Foreman, Kenwood had players. I mean, everybody had players. Hyde Park, we came on the scene, and, you know, we was going strong for the 10 years that I was there. Went over to Morgan Park. I mean, everybody was going to these schools. And then travel ball came in, and the college coaches stopped going to the high school games, and they started doing the college showcase games. So in all actuality, travel ball has taken over, where high school baseball is it's important, but it's not important, okay, you know, to some people, because everybody is going to showcase, and travel ball coaches, you get better coaching in a lot of programs. I don't talk about nobody's program, but some travel ball programs, you got a lot of good coaches. I mean, a lot of good coaches. They got volunteers who really want to continue to be in the game. They got paid coaches. So their coaching staffs got 3 or 4 coaches. Okay. Whereas on a public school, you might only have a head coach, and then you got an assistant coach, and you got to split the check with 5 or 6 guys. You know, so if the coaches are not dedicated and they don't go out, and we're not supposed to use the term, you know, if you don't bring the players in, then your programs are going to fold. And then, you know, it's a lot of things, variables going there. You got schools with great academics. Great academics is going to supersede a lot of the where people go. You got history. I mean, Morgan Park got a lot of history. You know, they got baseball, basketball, football. Brooks got all these beautiful things. Simeon, tremendous history. You know, Kenwood is on the uprise and stuff. But eventually, one of these programs are going to fold or fall because a lot of the guys are going to Catholic schools. Montgomery, they had 9 Division I ball players, sir.
Absolutely.
They had 9 Division I ball players, Coach Hurley and them. Yep. 9 Division I African-American ball players. Could you imagine if half of them a couple went to Simeon, a couple went to Morgan Park, a couple went to Harlan, a couple went to Brook. Man, we would have been and won the state championship. No doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? There's no way we would not win a state championship with all those ball players going over there. a lot of people go to Catholic schools and they go over there thinking they're going to play, and then they don't play. And then when they don't play, then they want, they want to come back. And do we put the cold shoulder to them? No. But, sometimes, hey, man, everybody got to do what they got to do that's best for their child. If they feel like that's the best thing they do, they do. I coach whatever I can get. I coach them up. I take the players that the people don't want, okay? The ones who get cut, I take them. The ones who bad, give me that one. That's who I want, and I'm going to make them ball players. I'm going to make them play. I coach a staff at Morgan Park, Coach Bullock, Coach McKinnis, Coach Pearson, Andre, Coach Norman, all those guys, man. Kendall came over, they helped out. Man, we just had so many guys at High Park and stuff. So you got to have phenomenal coaches. The head coach is only as good as his assistant coaches. So ain't no Coach Radcliffe. I wouldn't be none of this without my coaches, period. Okay?
Major shout out to the coaches, right? So what style of baseball is Morgan Park playing right now, right? A couple years ago, I saw you guys played a really fast game, right? You guys bunted a lot. You guys, did some unbelievable base running tactics. You guys are still at home, still in second on one strike, 0-0 counts. What style of baseball is Morgan Park playing right now?
Well, let me tell you what turned Morgan Park around. For me, for my tenure, Coach McKinnis came aboard. He started with our pitchers. Coach Bullock came. He brought in a ton of guys.
Shout out to Bullock, man. That's my man. Shout out to Coach Bullock. That's my man.
Coach Bullock brought in some killers. And we had a ton of speed. Coach Andre brought his son, Coach Norman, with Miles and Jaron. Then I had my sons. We had all our sons in the program playing. And we had a bunch of guys in 2013 with Marcel, all them guys. I mean, we had all those guys, 2014, 2015, starting really when we first got there. We just had so many athletes. And why not use what you got? So we got speed, we're going to give it to you. We're going to steal. We're going to fake bunt steal, fake bunt slash. We're going to steal home. Do we get thrown out sometimes? Yes, but we got to be very aggressive. Plus, we had guys that, we want to teach hitting up the middle, opposite way. We want our guys to be tough competitors. We have to be tough competitors. You can't be weak-minded playing in the Jackie Robinson division at all. I mean, the battle.
It's the mini SWAC. It's the mini SWAC.
Hey, and I love it. I mean, I really did. I mean, to play Simeon and them guys and Harlan, I mean, man, there was classic games. And if you ain't tough-minded and fast and athletic, can't throw, they're going to talk you out the game, and you're going to get beat 100-0.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm glad that you mentioned that, right? Because I'm gonna kind of put us on the spot. This the recess, right? We talk about the real, right?
Right.
In your opinion, right? Because we talk about this offline a lot, right? But I'm gonna put it to the forefront. I don't care who see it, whatever, because it needs to be said. In your opinion, what can HBCUs do to improve or kind of revamp their high school recruitment efforts, right? I saw the town hall meeting with Prairie View coach, the Southern coach, Clapton coach, and I'm losing one more. I'm missing one more. I'm sorry. But yes, there you go. But when I saw it, I liked it and everything. But there's still questions that need to be answered, right? What do the HBCUs, in your opinion, because you 30+ years, how can it revamp? Because here's my thing before you speak, right? Before you get your answer. I see kids that if they go to the SWAC, they'll tear it up. But they go to JUCO because they ain't got no offer from a SWAC school, or not even HBCU, MEAC, SIAC, CIAA, right? I throw them all in the umbrella. What can they do different?
Well, if I was the coach, at HBCU. My goal is to coach college baseball before it's all said and done. I mean, try it again. I would go. I just seen this page where it say Black Baseball, right?
Right.
I'm definitely reaching out to all those travel programs. That's for one. I was in the RBI for 20 years. I'm living at the RBI World Series. No doubt about it. I done seen so many guys come through the RBI World Series that were draft picks, Division I guys, UCLA, all them places. I'm living at the RBI World Series. I'm living there. I'm living in Chicago. I mean, you got White Sox ace. You can't say nothing about that cream of the crop program. You got our program. You got Luke Collier. You got Karan. I'm living in Detroit. You got Coach Brown, RBI, all these places. Houston. I'm living there. I'm living there. And I'm going to get them kids. I'm sending people out there. I'm going to get them, going to get them. I watched it yesterday, and a lot of people are transferring to them schools.
Yeah.
A lot of people are transferring now. So it's a good thing. Maybe some things happen that we didn't want to happen, but now they're transferring to the schools. So eventually, one of the SWAC schools are going to win the national championship. One of the SWAC schools can go deep in the regional, in the sectional and super section. And that's what needs to happen. Just like Coach Frank, when Simeon did it, then Kenny, when Harlan did it, then we went deep. We did it. So somebody in the SWAC, they got to continue to do what they do in Grambling. I watch all them guys. I watch them all. I call them all. I'm trying to get a ball player to every HBCU school that it is. That's my goal. Before I stop coaching, I want to put a kid in every school possible. All right? So the ball players are out there, and I know they get shunned because, people want to go play in the Power 5 and all that. They see it on TV and everything. But the HBCU.
The screen freezing a little bit, Rat. Rat, the screen.
So
there you go. You got it. There you go.
Yeah, the HBCUs are doing good. I'm proud of them guys. I'm proud of Coach.
Yeah, get close by your modem. There you go.
I'm proud of Coach Carrick and them, Coach Randall. I done sent 11 guys to clap from Coach Randall. 11. Coach Randall's taking 11 guys from me.
Absolutely.
Arkansas Pine Bluff, where you all came from.
Absolutely. And the thing is, Rat, it's no knock, right? But I think that, and I say this all the time, I don't care if the target gets on my back, somebody want to cuss me out, whatever, but I think the black colleges have got complacent with the excuse of, I don't have the money to go out and recruit. We've heard that for the last 15 years, right? So we got to get creative in our efforts as all HBCUs, because when we bring this issue up, right, that's the first thing that come out of people's mouth. We don't have the finance, we don't have this, right? It's time out for all, like, I get it. Let's get creative, right? Like, there's no way on God's green earth to where, like you said, you named 5 major cities. Detroit, Chicago, Houston, New York, LA. That's 5 major cities. You contact these fans, figure out some resources, and let's get it done. Like, I'm tired of hearing and this is just me personally, coming from the SWAC school, coaching top-notch baseball in Chicago, to meet top black kids. It's time. I'm tired of hearing we ain't got no money to do this. Like you just said, y'all coaching in Chicago have to split checks among 5. You're right, Coach. Atlanta's also. I'm sorry.
Hey, Ernest. Let me say one thing, because
Go ahead.
Georgia got a ton of ball players. Ton of them. But go ahead.
And it's just, and this is just my sentiment. And, when we put on YouTube and the parent group and all that, people could crown me, they could stone me, whatever. But I just think it's time for the collective effort, right? We keep asking the same question and coming up with the same response and not doing anything about it, right? So that's just beating a dead horse. So I'm gonna switch gears a little bit, right? Because this is.
Now,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Can I say something on that?
Absolutely. This is the
Okay.
recess, baby.
So at the same time of that, Ernest, when we send the ball players, those coaches still gotta win. That's their livelihood. That is their livelihood, so they gotta win. So they gotta get the best ball player or the correct ball player that fits their program too.
Facts.
Okay? What the high school coach gotta do, his number one responsibility to me as a high school coach, my responsibility is to make sure I instill the proper discipline in all my ball players. Because if one of them gets the opportunity to go out, they're not playing for themselves anymore. They playing for the guy behind them. Okay? So they're salesmen. When they go out, they selling the program. They go down there, they kill it in the classroom. They kill it on the field. They kill it in the community. They not disrespectful to women, and they not smoking, drinking, getting high and all that. Then the coach gonna want to come back and get them. Sometimes the coaches get burned, and then they don't come back, and it takes some time for them to get over that.
That's true.
So they do have to, they got a huge responsibility because they got to feed their family too. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that there's tons and tons of players out there, but the high school coach has to pick up his phone. He got to call them guys. He got to do videos. He got to be responsible to see them because those college coaches ain't going to see them all like that. You know what me and Coach Franklin and Kenny used to do? Can I tell you?
Coach,
Can I tell you what Coach Frank, we used to do before they even had travel ball? We used to get on the highway and take the guys to Arkansas Pine Bluff. I took y'all down there, right? I took a van full of y'all down to Arkansas Pine Bluff. We took a van full of Alcorn. Coach Franklin would go to Grambling and take his ball players. Kenny would get out there, take his ball players. Fletcher and all them guys is calling, taking their ball players. So if every high school coach would do that, and I'm not knocking nobody else because I know Joan, I know Coach Cass, all them, they do a great job. But I'm talking about across the country. They need to do that, and they can help many ball players. And it's a school for every single kid. There's a school for everybody. So it ain't no excuse for them players not to be there.
Hey, tell me you're on a recess right now. Tell me we high
so
right now.
It's a school for every player.
Yes,
Even
sir.
my worst player on the team, it is my responsibility to make sure he goes to college and he gets his degree, he gets his master's, and he comes back in the community and teach like you teaching, like Marcus teaching, like David Reed teaching, like Reggie Barker teaching, like Joey Rivera teaching, like Jonathan Figueroa and them teaching, and all that. It's their responsibility. Like Fidel, who on there, like he teaching. So when we was out there on that field all that time, and I'm telling you, Ernest, you could go for your major, but take a minor in education. Because while you waiting on your dream job, you can substitute teach so you can have some money. Remember that, Ernest? So that's our responsibility. That's the coach's responsibility, okay? And if we don't do that, then we have failed. Let me tell you how many guys we should have playing pro ball. Since we own that. We got a lot of guys that got drafted that made a play 1 year. But that's 1 year worth of knowledge that they should have came back and gave to somebody in the Park District or at these places. Do you know we would be a better place if everybody who got drafted just came by and gave some knowledge? I got released, sir. I got released twice. And I'm not mad at the game. I got released because I messed up. So if guys would stop doing that and take that knowledge and go into these places, we have more ball players playing pro ball. If the coach tell the ball player, hey, everybody can't play in the majors, but you could be in the front office, you could be a scout, you could be in marketing, you could be a ticket salesman at the ballpark, then we will have more people in baseball. Okay? More. James Goodwin came from Morgan Park.
Absolutely. I think he jumped on. I don't know, but
James Goodwin came from Morgan Park, sir.
Yes, sir.
I sent him to Virginia State University. He had to sit on the bench for 3 years. He wanted to transfer. I told James Goodwin, look, son, stay there. Stay there and just keep trying. Keep trying. He finally played. He said, call me. He said, Coach, I want to play pro ball so bad. I said, James.
There he is. Here. What's up, James?
I said, James, I vision you as a scout. You got that look. He was like, what you talking about? I said, you got to look to be a pro scout. You just got to look. You wear the khakis. You wear your polo. You got to look. Guess what James Goodwin is doing? He's the videographer for the Washington Nationals.
And he got a World Series ring.
He got a World Series ring, and he was standing in the clubhouse with the World Series trophy. And he getting paid to do what he want to do. He's still in the game.
Absolutely.
So it's a place for everybody.
He on here. He just checked in. He on here.
Hey, I see everybody. I'm looking at everybody. I look at Bo Fletcher. I'm looking at Darius Day. I'm looking at Roe Coleman. I'm looking at all them guys that's in baseball. I'm looking at Jabari Brown. At some point, we didn't all coach everybody at some point.
Right.
He at Eastern Kentucky, okay? I got a kid, Jonathan Horton, right now. I told him the same thing. You got to look. Go play independent ball. When you finish, go coach and be a scout. I just told my son today, Kendall, hey, man, you are a pro coach and a pro. The hell with that damn job. Go and coach baseball. What you was put on this earth to do, all right? And that's what we got to do as coaches, to bridge the gap. And everybody got to understand that. So, hey, man, I know I might be talking, but I got to say what I got to say.
No, this is what
I got to say.
Look, Rat, this is what the recess is designed for. We give it to it straight, no chaser, all that. Like, this is what it's designed for. Because in my mind, in my opinion, and you're going to agree with me, when I hear baseball talks in the forefront, they always beat around the bush. They don't talk about this. So this is what we're here for. Like, no, I'm adamant about that. So I'm going to switch gears just a little bit, Radcliffe, because I was watching the news, and I saw my old high school coach on the news, Channel 7 and Channel 5, Channel 9, recently. So I saw a clip from your press conference, right? And you were demanding from the mayor of Chicago and also the city of Chicago, all the offices, that they put more resources and finances into youth sports to prevent the unnecessary violence. Can you elaborate on the actual, how is that going for you guys and the goals that you guys have set for that?
Well, let me say this. It's true facts. We talk about it all the time. Let me tell you this quick story. We was having all-star practice. We was somewhere. It's true facts about youth sports. Youth sports deters a lot of violence. It brings families together. It bridges the gap. Just think about all y'all playing, how many friends you met, how much trouble you just stayed out of. Think about the guys who were straddling the fence and they was playing but didn't show up and they got shot. And then you probably sit back and say, man, if I hadn't went with him, I would be dead now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you
absolutely.
got to think about that. So youth sports saves lives. Youth sports stops violence. You was in YBA at the Y. I brought all y'all over there, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We had 700 kids. The Y opened the doors and let me come in there with Coach Ronell, Mal Kason, Lefty, and all those great people. And my dear friend Sherman, who's not with us no more, and Clarence Cooper. And it was 700 people in the basketball program. That means it's 10 times more family members in there that came out of Woodline, Inglewood, and all that. You know how many times we stopped shootings, gangs getting jumped, because we had a relationship that we built in the community where when the player comes, hey, coach, I can't come to practice, true story. I can't come to practice, they finna shoot or they gonna jump me. We're going to the community and go get them. Hey, man, you coming to practice, man, I got you. Don't worry about that, we got you, okay? Ain't nobody gonna touch you. At High Park, when you was at High Park, hey, man, ain't nobody finna touch you. I had to tell your mother, ain't nobody touching you. You playing, you on this team, right? So we had abilities to go in there and do it. We can still do that now with the people that's the way it's going, shooting. We just gotta be man enough, not scared to go in there and get those children. if we get the children at a young age and we give them some discipline and encourage them and give them their dreams. A lot of guys have dreams. A lot of girls have dreams. And we have to go in there and get those children. We have to go in there and do that. If we wait on the police is just there to help stop the violence, stop some of the violence, or to help. We do need the police. Well, we need good police. We don't want nobody shooting our children like that. But everybody got to help everybody. So I was able to pull organizations together. Not only was I able to pull organizations together, then one of my wife's cheerleaders, she pulled her organization in. That's an educational organization. Dr. Abdullah Pratt came out of the Wolfpack football program. He works at the University of Chicago. He sees shootings every day. He's one of the head doctors. He's trying to pull in the Black Doctors Association to come in and teach healthy living, talk about the COVID and things. Then another group said, hey, coach, we want to bring in another organization. So we have to bridge the gap by bringing in all the organizations. It's so many organizations that the mayor and the governor don't know about. And I'm just trying to put that word out there. Hey, Mayor Lori Lightfoot, I love you to death. I love what you're doing, but you need some help. You need help, and we the boots on the ground. We are here to help you all, but we need some resources. You think, come on, man. Do you think I want to charge these guys to play these sports? No, man, I don't. I don't want to do that, but we have to have places to play, facilities to practice in. So if they, and let me piggyback there, one alderman got it, and I got to give him a shout because he told me this. He told it to me. He told it to Eddie Curry. He told it to Coach Franklin. He told it to Kenny Foreman. He said, man, I'm going to build a facility in Roseland, and I'm going to get a baseball thing, Mecca, going. Coach Alderman Bill, we fight all the time. We go at it at each other on the field. But Coach Alderman Bill, the alderman, he got it. Alderman Bill had it. He got a Pullman Center. He got a ton of kids in there, ton of families. He got a track facility he just built. He got it right by Gately Stadium. You know what I'm saying? You know how many lives he finna save? You know how much shooting he finna stop?
Absolutely.
For that, we ain't gonna be able to stop all of them, but he's stopping a lot of it. You don't even hear that much about Roseland being shot that much. I mean, something happened in 116th the other day, but it need to be a facility like that in Woodlawn. It need to be one in Inglewood. It need to be one in back of the yards. It need to be one in the West Side, Austin, and Gresham and all that. They got the money, and if they build the facilities, which they don't want to do, because now we can control our children. We can put them in a great situation to be successful. And that's what we have to do. So my responsibility as an African-American, as a coach, as a father, is to continue to push to get these things done, get these facilities done, get these people playing in these sports. You can't tell me youth sports don't work. Youth sports work. High school coaches talk about it. We talk about it all the time. We lose some kids, but 90% of the time we save a lot of them. Okay? So that's what I want to say about that, is that youth sports is very important. High school sports is very important. Very important. There's no way we shouldn't be playing baseball right now in high school sports. We should be playing baseball in the fall, coming back in the spring playing. I don't care what nobody say. They can fire me today. It's not going to stop me. I'm going to keep going and going and going and going.
You already know. You already know.
You know.
First of all, everybody that's watching this, man, when I post this, make sure y'all repost this, right? Repost it to Facebook, repost it to Instagram. We calling for the change. You know, Coach Ernest Radcliffe has spearheaded it and started it on his side of town. So whatever neighborhood you from, in Chicago, Chicagoland area, Atlanta, Detroit, whoever's going to watch this, hopefully it reaches over 1,000 people, man. He's laid out a diagram and a blueprint that everyone can follow no matter what city you in. Now, make sure that, because I'm looking at the time, I know Instagram will kick us off, so we definitely going to have to kick off on part 2. Coach Radcliffe, now, what's going to happen? Coach Radcliffe, if somebody wants to get in contact with you, can you drop your email for them so they can get in contact with you? They got a question for you?
No, I'm gonna give them my number because I want them to call me. My number is 773-567-4727. My email address is eradcliffe, ERADCLIFFE 1 @yahoo.com. And man, Ernest, I wish I could be on here all night.
I know. It's time.
Hey, Ernest.
What's up?
Check this out. I got all my hats lined up. I got all my hats, all my programs. I'm so proud of my guys.
Yes, sir.
Man, the Wolfpack national program, my wife's cheerleading program, the Lady Wolves, a national program, Morgan Park, the show. I mean, man, but let me say this before I go.
Come on.
We was at Hyde Park High School. This is why you still learning when you coach. Nobody knew about this. I said, man, why are we getting beat by Mount Carmel so much? Why we can't beat Mount Carmel? Why I can't beat Simeon? Why I can't beat Harlan? Why I can't beat St. Rita? So I went to practice. I went over to Mount Carmel one day. I said, Coach Hurd, can I throw batting practice to your team? He looked at me like, what you talking about? I said, I just want to throw batting practice. I ain't got nothing to do. Can I throw batting practice? But what I was doing was, I was trying to see what was the difference between the Catholic League and the public league. Okay. And he let me throw batting practice. I stayed there for the whole practice. I went to Coach Franklin's camp. Coach Franklin said, man, hey, Brad, come over and work the camp. I wanted to go over there to see why his ball players were so good. I had to go. Kenny Foreman don't know. I used to go and stand by the tree and watch him practice all the time, okay? Because I had to figure out why they were so good. Them guys was tough. They was tough, and they practiced hard all the time, and they didn't let up. And then really what made me get like I am is Coach Fletcher. Coach Fletcher used to talk so much shit. Man, he used to talk so much stuff. Man, we got these guys. They scared. Look at them. They scared. They scared. And I was like, man, the hell with this shit, man. He ain't finna out-talk me. So I ain't scared of nobody. And, man, I missed them. I miss Coach Franklin. I miss Kenny. I miss Coach Fletcher. I mean, man, we didn't have no baseball. I just miss them guys, man. And Coach Franklin, I can't say no more. He gave me a tremendous opportunity. Coach Franklin to go down to Georgia to coach the MVP tournament, the first tournament. We played down to Georgia. And, you know, the White Sox, they extended an opportunity for me to come over and coach a little bit. But I was doing some stuff with the Cubs. You know, I really appreciate that. All the scouts, everybody, you know, giving me an opportunity. Man, I'm the only guy that wore a White Sox uniform, a Cub uniform, and a Phillies uniform in 1 year. I did 3 different casts with 3 different uniforms on.
Hey, you can't say that too loud. You're going to get somebody fired, man.
No, I ain't going to get nobody fired. Hell, if they going to get fired, they should have been fired.
Well, look, Rat, we'll be on this thing all night. Hey, everybody who's watching, make sure y'all tune in next week, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure y'all go to the YouTube channel, subscribe. We got to get this out here more and more. Push the envelope. Everybody's watching. Make sure when we post it to Facebook and Instagram, you reshare it, tag somebody who needs to see this. Coach Radcliffe, I thank you so much, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Lead the city. We're going to get this guy in the Hall of Fame, man. Pitch and Hit Club. Hey, one last thing. Hey, everybody, we're going to tag the Pitch and Hit Club, Ernest Radcliffe Ballot 2021. Let's get this guy in the Hall of Fame, man. It's time.
Hey, Ernest. Hey, Ernest.
What's up?
Real quick. I see Marcus on here. Hey, Marcus, I'm coming to play you at your place. Brooks, I'm coming to play you. We need to have a battle of Vincennes to get the city rocking. We need to play a DB, Kenwood, Rami Bracey. Oh, I can't wait. I want to see all y'all before it's over with for me for playing. Hey, John, all them guys, battle of Vincennes. Let's put a tournament together and play under the lights somewhere, please. And
Hey,
let's
the
talk
time is
big
set.
time.
Radcliffe has spoken. What y'all gonna do, man?
Man,
Hey,
I'm coming. Woo! I'm putting it out there. Kevin Cole, Kevin Cole, you know it. Pull it up. Ooh, yes, sir. All right, Ernest, love y'all.
All right, Coach, love you too, man. Coach E, signing off. This is the recess.
Yes, sir.